Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome to the RC Retro channel. I finally had an opportunity to build my Schumacher ProCat, which was released almost a year ago. It's not actually fully built, it's just a rolling chassis. It's a work in progress, still got a little bit more to do. But when I found out that Schumacher was releasing this for about $399, I figured, didn't mind the price. I had to scoop one up because, well, like a dope, I sold my Schumacher Cat XLS. And well, those are discontinued and very hard to come by, and when they do pop up from time to time, they are top dollar. As a matter of fact, it was one of the RCs, actually probably my 5th build ever on the channel, and I loved it. Just never ended up running it, and not really sure why I ended up selling it. But again, when this came out, I just had to get one of these. Now here it is, less than a year later after it's been re-released, originally selling for here in the States at around $399, and now it's been reduced to $299, and in some cases I found some people even on eBay selling it for about $260. That is a massive price drop. So what does it mean? Absolutely nothing, because I do not work for Schumacher or any of the online retailers, but one can only speculate, and that is that Schumacher overestimated the demand for the ProCat. They probably produced way too many kits, they're probably not selling, and just to make room on the shelves and move their product, probably they're reducing the price. Now, I'm not an economist here, but you could see the same thing happen many years back when Team Associated re-released the RC10 Worlds car. While now, at the current moment, it is a treasured RC and everybody is looking for one, well, when they re-released that back in the day, it really wasn't selling as well as they thought it was, and they discontinued it, and they reduced the price. And well, luckily enough for me, right after they discontinued it, I found one for $225 and snatched that up, and now they're worth way more. Some people sell them for a few $100s all the way up to $1,000 online. So could the same thing happen for the ProCat? It's quite possible, because this is Schumacher's 4th re-release, and already 2 of their re-releases have been discontinued, and now all that's left is the Cougar and the ProCat. So now, does the price drop bother me at all? Nah, not really, because I really wanted one of these, because like I said, like a dope, I sold my Cat XLS, and those are silly money, and well, this is the next best thing, and I thought I need to have at least one Schumacher re-release in my collection. But if you're on the fence about getting one of these, I highly suggest you get one sooner than later, before it's discontinued like the Cat XLS and the Top Cat, and then prices are going to go through the roof once it's announced it's discontinued, so get yours now. Now at this point in the video, we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about the build, and yep, you guessed it, from the thumbnail, it is a little bit of a challenging build. So I say that because while this is an awesome kit and there's a lot of top quality parts being used, putting it all together can be somewhat challenging and annoying. What do I mean by that? Well, some other kits go together rather easily, where no modifications really need to be made. Whereas this case, there are some parts that have to be drilled out, sanded down, heated up to make the plastics snap together. The directions can be a little confusing at times. There's even super glue being used, and well, a lot of soldering, or in some parts soldering. So with that, I've decided to put together a list of all the annoying or challenging aspects of this build, starting from the beginning and working my way through. So this is not a top 10 list of annoyances, but it just so happens that there are 10 things that I encountered throughout the build that I'm going to share with you. So if you're thinking about building this kit or on the fence about purchasing this kit, this is what you're in for. And you can see exactly what I'm talking about, all right? So enjoy this video list of 10 things that I came across as being annoying or frustrating throughout this kit, but yet at the end it's a very rewarding RC to put together. We're not quite done yet, but I will see you here at the end of the video to talk about what's next for my ProCat. So I got everything nicely laid out in my secondary work area. I took out the first big bag of steps, which is steps 1 through 9 that you see over here. I have everything set up. I crack open a beer. I open up the manual, and boom, to my surprise, the first step, you're fitting the chassis to the under tray to ream holes. Okay, not bad. I gotta cut out the under tray. Then I turn the page to see what's coming up, and you're fitting the chassis to the under tray and screwing it in, which means you gotta paint the under tray in the beginning. Kind of took the whole wind out of my sails kind of thing right there, because I was ready to sit down and start building, and now I'm cutting out an under tray and have to paint up the damn thing. So that put me a whole day behind, because then I went and painted the under tray. It still has the protective film on it, but I'm going to peel this off now and continue on with the build. Sheesh. Using CA super glue to build your differential. Step number 7 and step number 9. Call for it. CA glue. Well, that, according to Schumacher, is Core RC Pro tire glue. I don't have that, but I have Pro line tire glue, and it's dried up. So the next best thing, Gorilla Glue. To build a differential, I guess this will do. Who likes these? Not me. Perhaps the most annoying part of this whole build, the crucifix for the universal joints. Now I remember with my Cat XLS, I actually took a blow dryer, heated up the plastic so I could spread these apart more easily to put this in. But I found a gentleman this time around, watched his video on YouTube, who demonstrated this whole process right here, and it really was enlightening. It's so much easier when you see somebody else do it. So I got these in no problem this time around, but still a little annoying nonetheless. Boom! See that? You know what's not annoying on the ProCat? The steering. Because you're mounting the steering to the bottom of the top deck, and then it just drops in like that. Unlike the Cat XLS, which if you built a Cat XLS before, you know how annoying it was, because the top deck went in, and then basically you were just sliding your steering in, and then from there you had to put a whole bunch of little nuts on there. Yep, that's right, I said it, little nuts. Step number 17, having to solder the anti-roll bar. Step number 22. Now this was a little bit of a challenge, and I might take back everything I said about the drive shafts with the crucifixes. This might be the most challenging part so far. You have to put these long screws through a bumper, through the chassis tray, through the chassis, up this column, through the upper deck chassis, through the belt cover. You have to line up all those things. That's bumper 1, tray 2, chassis 3, column 4, upper deck chassis 5, and the tray. 6 things. So let's check this out right here. I have 3 screws in so far. But yes, luckily I got them all in. Last night I got so fed up I just walked away and went to bed. So I'm having my morning coffee. And this is the first thing I am tackling with a re-energized start to the day, and so far 3 are in. Anytime you see pivot pins that say it's a tight fit. Nah, they're lying. It's not just a tight fit, it's a cannot fit. Yeah, that's not getting through there. So we're gonna have to drill that out. Well, I was able to slide the pivot pin in that you see right over here much more easily by drilling out that hole. Only issue is the arms do not drop freely. You want these to be able to just drop. You don't want any resistance or tension. I drilled it out and then I put the pin through it a few times back and forth and got all the debris out, and it's moving freely. So now I'm going to go do that to this side. And now you can see how easy this slides through. And that's all the shredded plastic that was inside that was binding this up. And now your arm's going to be able to drop easily. The anti-roll bar again. Not the soldering, but just the fact that it's always in the way. Whenever you're doing something to the front of this buggy, whether it's the crash back system, the drive shafts, or putting the arms on, this always seems to get in the way. Why not just put it on at the end? Not that it's that much of a big deal, but the wax. Can't stand the wax on tires. So I'm going to take these and place them into a bin of soapy warm water with some simple green. Let these soak. Give them a light little scrub and that wax will come right off. So step number 53, when you mount your wing, I heard it's a little difficult and the directions are a little vague. As a matter of fact, I saw a few Facebook posts regarding this. You're using an O-ring, almost like a small rubber band, to hold the wing on, not wing buttons or 2 screws. So I can't even tell you because I sent my wing out to get custom painted, but I'm anticipating that I will probably have an issue with that. Fingers crossed I don't, but hey, that's number 10. So I hope you enjoyed that and found that information to be useful and can help you in your build. But if you're also familiar with Schumacher, you're probably anticipating me talking about the large circlips that are used to build the shocks. Now that did not make my list because if you have the right tools for the job, you won't have any issues and all you need is some circlip pliers. That was not the case, however, when I was building my Cat XLS about 5 or 6 years ago, and it seems like nobody knew about circlip pliers because everyone was like, how do you put these large circlips in? And until somebody on one of the Facebook groups said, you need to get some circlip pliers, which can be found in an automotive store, I dropped everything, ran right out of my house to the local automotive place, picked one of these up, came back, and within a couple minutes had my shocks built. So you're going to need some of these. So what's next for the ProCat? Well, in the next episode for this, I'm going to fit some electronics and we are going with a brushless setup. Yep, I'd like to have a brushless 4-wheel drive buggy. I'm not really big with brushless setups in my off-road cars, more of on my on-road cars that have the brushless setups, but I want to get a brushless setup in here and we are going to fit a custom painted body on here and I'm going to tell you, it's pretty dope. All right, so that's what's next for the ProCat, so keep an eye out for that. And of course, we're gonna run it, right? Why am I gonna put a whole expensive brushless setup in here just for it to sit on a shelf? So we are gonna get this out, probably on a ball field, also on the Deepwood Speedway for some action. So a lot of great things coming up with the ProCat, all right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for your support, and I'll check you guys all in my next. Take care now. Let's go, let's go.